We are what? We are who? We are what? Vibrant. We are who? 50 plus. Hi, welcome to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are coming to you from Oyende Enterprises, being sponsored by Jamila Sense, which is our product line of aromatherapy products that helps heal the mind, body, and soul. And we are bringing to you Alamaj's Rebirthing Program, as well as Jamila Sense, and a host of wonderful programs that will help heal your body, heal your soul, and heal your mind. 50 plus people, we are here to stay. Gray Lives on the Rise. We are what? We are who? We are vibrant, and we are here to stay. Join us for our wonderful episodes. Thank you, and continue to look for our episodes weekly, being brought to you again from Oyende Enterprises and Jamila Sense. See you soon. Welcome again to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and you see I'm wearing our shirt, Gray Lives on the Rise, and we have the lovely, talented, fabulous, fit Miss Denise Blount, who will be joining us in a few minutes. She's amazing. She is one of my coaches and trainers, and honey, she can work you out. She can work these aging but fit bones. I'm very, very happy that she has taken time away from her busy schedule. But let me give you some information about Gray Lives on the Rise. As I said, I'm Professor Jamila Franklin. I'm the CEO and founder of Gray Lives on the Rise, which is one of my businesses. I have several businesses, but this is my latest baby. And the purpose is to talk to people who are 50 plus, because we have been basically ignored by people. And we've been relegated to the pile of irrelevance. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. So what happened is, about a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I was walking, and all of a sudden I got this download in my consciousness from the creator of the universe, God, Yahweh, whatever name you ascribe to that being. And it basically said, you need to do something for people who are 50 plus. Now, I had never thought about this. This was nowhere in my thinking. And I said, oh, okay, because the information was just rolling like a tape. There is nothing out there for people who are 50 plus except Medicare and AARP. And I said, yeah, that's true. And so what happened was that the information just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. So then I said, okay, let me think what I need to do. It said, you need to have a title. And I thought of Gray Lives Matter. And I said, no, that's too cliche. She's overused. And then Gray Lives on the Rise came to me, and I loved it. Because lives rhymes with rise, and we're on the upswing. We're not going down. And then several things. It's like, okay, you need to relanguage it in terms of how people see themselves. We're not elderly. We're not over the hill. We're not passe. We are vibrant. We are seasoned. We are mature, and we're active. And then the next thing was like, you need to have a store. So we have our store, which sells our wonderful t-shirts in different colors, hoodies, floor mats, totes, purses, you name it, we have it in our store to promote the movement, because this is a movement. It's not just a one-time thing, it's a movement. Then the next thing that came to me was, okay, you need to then have a podcast. And I said, yeah. And the podcast needs to address the issues that we have. We're not interested in the same things that people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are interested in. A lot of people have children who have left the nest, no grandchildren living with them, and they're living their best lives. And I said, we need to focus on things that address what we're interested in. So then I started talking to people. This is a global podcast, okay? I've had people on from Serbia and Eastern Europe, from the Netherlands, from New Zealand, from Australia, Canada, the UK, the Philippines, Costa Rica, Haiti, and of course, America. I may have left out a country too, but we've had people from all the way around the world, and were having the same issue. When they became 50, people started basically ignoring them and basically gaslighting them. So they were very concerned about that. So here we are, almost 2.5 years later, thriving, and we're doing extremely well, and we're very pleased because it is you, the people in the audience, that are making us a success. And we thank you for tuning in whenever you can. We air live on Sundays from 7 to 8 p.m. And if you can't check us out live, you can always check us out with the replay on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Spotify audio, Spotify video, and our YouTube channel. We have our own YouTube channel, and we're soon going to be on Roku. No, we are on Roku. Okay, so we have our own channel too on Roku. So just fixing my little do here. And we are going to publicize that pretty soon. So we thank you for making us a success. I'm a certified aromatherapist. I am an award-winning author, a college professor of psychology. I have my own clinical practice that I started in terms of helping people mentally, because I'm a mental health therapist, and I am also a life coach. So I do a lot of different things, but it's not about me today. I'm just giving you that information. But before we leave, I have to talk about my product, which is paying for this. I have my own aromatherapy company, and that I created the blends myself. Jamila Scents is one of my blends. It's my company rather, and Peace Be Still is one of my blends. And you see, it's very transparent. It's all natural. Everything I do is all natural. I'm vegan, by the way. And so I make sure that everything that I provide for my clients is holistic. So you just put a couple of drops in your hand and you breathe in. It's lavender, lemongrass, and geranium in it. And this is my #1 seller, and it deals with depression, anxiety, PTSD, hyperactivity within children, sinus congestion, sinus headaches, migraine headaches. Any stressor, and flies and mosquitoes will not come near you during the summer because they don't like it, which is good, right? So you put it on and it gets in your body within 10 to 20 minutes, and it stays in your body for up to 10 hours. And it is 100% natural, no fillers, no chemicals, none of that stuff. And you walk away feeling stress-free. Okay? So Peace Be Still is the name of the product. Go to our website, oyendeenterprises.com, and you will find my other companies, and you will find Gray Lives on the Rise. So it's OYINDE Enterprises, ENTERPRISES.com, Oyende Enterprises. And you can go to see Gray Lives on the Rise. And if you would like to be a speaker, you can sign up and we can have a discovery call and we can take it from there. You can be one of the, we're going on our 97th episode with Denise. No, Denise will be 98 episodes. So you will join the family, the Gray Lives on the Rise family. We're growing and we will welcome you to our group, to our family. So having said that, and we talked about all those things, I'm going to introduce you to you the wonderful Denise Blount. You're going to be as charmed and impressed with her as I had been. I met Denise a couple of months ago, and she was one of the trainers at New Birth at the Samson Gym. And I saw her picture and I was like, wow, she looks really, really fit. And then I decided to go to one of the classes. And I said, OMG, this woman is amazing. After you have a session with Denise, you will come back really, really knowing that you had a wonderful workout, and she's so supportive. She doesn't grind you, but she doesn't let you off the hook. And that's what I love. She has you use your maximum potential to get the maximum benefit. She's just amazing. So now I'm going to give you some information about Denise Blount. Okay? Denise is a highly respected fitness entrepreneur, health and wellness expert, personal trainer, and nutritionist with more than 35 years of experience transforming lives through fitness education, nutrition, and preventive wellness. As founder and CEO of BeBlount Fitness, she has dedicated her career to helping individuals achieve optimal health through sustainable lifestyle changes, empowering clients to reduce reliance on medication and adopt healthier habits that support long-term well-being. And that's really good and amazing because I do something similar but in a different way. And Denise is really good in telling you how you can transform your life and your body by changing your mindset. And she's amazing. Throughout her distinguished career, she has trained and coached more than 2,500 individuals. Did you hear me, people? She's trained more than 2,500 people. Now, I'm now part of that group.
Yes.
And individuals, including professional athletes, business owners, entertainers, radio personalities, clergy, educators, and families. Her expertise spans fitness training, nutrition counseling, weight management, sports conditioning, youth wellness, and community health initiatives. Prior to founding BeBlount Fitness in 2006, she served as CEO of Raw Image Fitness Center and led Blount's Fortress of Fitness, establishing a reputation as one of Georgia's pioneering leaders in the area of fitness. She also served as Director of Health and Wellness for the Wise Women Speak Foundation, where she developed and implemented innovative wellness programming designed to improve health outcomes for women and families. And she does not disappoint, I'm telling you. A visionary leader and community advocate, she played a role in developing fitness and wellness facilities for several faith-based organizations, including health and fitness centers at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, Travelers Rest Church, and Shiloh Baptist Church in North Carolina. She has also created and delivered fitness and nutrition programs for schools, seniors, underserved communities, and youth throughout the southern and eastern United States. One of her most impactful initiatives was Fitness Works for Children, a program designed to combat childhood obesity and promote healthy lifestyles. Through this initiative, she provided fitness education and wellness training for more than 1,500 children across multiple states. Her professional credentials include certifications in health and nutrition, sports medicine, spinning instruction, and obesity prevention for children and adults. She holds a Master of Science in Accounting from Atlanta University and a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with a minor in accounting from North Carolina A&T State University. In addition to her work in fitness and wellness, she is the creator and distributor of BeBlount Fitness Vitamins and designer of athletic and professional women's apparel. A motivational speaker and a former bodybuilding champion. And she is fit, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You can flip a dime off her abdomen. Her competitive achievements include, okay, I'm reading this from my thing, include overall winner titles of the Atlantic USA and Georgia USA Bodybuilding Championships. Her leadership has extended beyond business into numerous professional and civic organizations. She has served as chairperson of the National Physique Committee for the Federation of Female Bodybuilding, chairperson of the Georgia Female Bodybuilding Association, board member of YES Atlanta, and president and officer of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Among her many honors, she received statewide recognition as the first, do you hear me? Repeat, the first female chairwoman in her field in Georgia, and was recognized by Essence Magazine for owning the first African American fitness center in the state of Georgia. This woman is phenomenal, and I'm not done. I am not done, people. Her legacy continues to inspire individuals like moi. Okay, it takes a lot to inspire me, get me excited. It does. Okay, to inspire individuals, organizations, and communities to pursue healthier, stronger, and more empowered lives. Today, she remains committed to advertising fitness and wellness through education, coaching, leadership, and innovative programming that helps provide people with the ability to thrive physically, mentally, and emotionally. Without further ado, drum roll for my sister, okay, Denise.
Jamila, you were excellent. You went through a whole lot of information.
But it's true, honey. Oh my goodness. People need to know who you are. She and I worked diligently to have her do this because she's so very busy. So I was trying to sync up her schedule with my schedule and whatever. She said, we're going to make this happen. We're going to make it happen. We've been working on this for over a month. But
yes.
It's now here. Love you, Denise. Oh my goodness.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I always say that it takes a lot to impress me because I'm not a person who's very impressionable. I've been around a lot of famous people. I used to work with them and all of that other stuff. So I know a lot of famous people. But you are and you're so humble. You're so humble. The thing about Denise that I really admire is that she doesn't brag. She keeps her focus on you, the client. She's in charge of this group that I'm part of at New Birth for senior women, and she works us, but she doesn't denigrate you. She doesn't make you feel like she doesn't gaslight you. She doesn't make you feel bad if you're slowing up. She doesn't do that at all. She pushes you through your limitations, because a lot of times when you're doing the exercise, you're like, oh my God, can I do another one? And then I'm saying to myself, yeah, I can't. Denise is up there, and I don't want her to look over me and be cross-eyed. So let me hang in there. But you never, ever, ever denigrate people. You never make people feel embarrassed or any of that. You're just such a motivator. And then at the end, you always have a prayer circle. You and Vanessa to talk about the accomplishments that people have had, and you're always uplifting people. So now I've done all this. So now we're going to have a girl chat. Like
I love it.
Sitting in front of the fireplace, beloved. We're going to have a chat.
Yes.
So where did Denise grow up, and what inspired Denise to go? Because your background is in accounting. So how did you segue from accounting? And were you always into fitness? Let's talk about Denise.
Okay, let's talk about me. All right, I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a very small town, not as small anymore. In North Carolina, I am one of 4 children. I have a twin brother, and we did everything together. We were always athletic. We did flips off of a porch back in the day. I was born in the 50s, so the porches were up from off the ground. So we do flips off the porches. We roller skated. We had bikes. I mean, we were athletic kids. We were never inside. So I knew that that would be a part of my life. But at about 12 years old, I got rheumatic fever. Nobody had ever heard of
Oh,
it. And we don't know where it came from in my family. And it required me to have to be in where I could not go out to school. I had to have a tutor. I could look out the window and see my brother playing or my sisters coming back and forth. And I remember the doctor telling me at that point that I would never, ever, ever be able to be physically athletic again. And I said to myself, no, I don't think that's going to be true. I spoke
yeah,
that into existence.
yeah.
And that's one thing about me in the sport or any parts of my life that I'm a very positive person. I believe in God and I know that all things are possible with Him. And even as a child, I realized that that was not going to be my fate in life. So I went to North Carolina A&T, got my degree in business administration. Minor was in accounting. Moved to Atlanta in the 70s. When I moved here, I got a job with Georgia Power as an accountant. I had been with them several years and just didn't like how I look. I was in working a full-time job with them and going to graduate school at night. And one day I looked at myself in the mirror and said, oh my God, what in the world has happened to you? Coming in at night studying, I'd have a steak, a potato, and go to bed. Well, over time, that really added up to a really kind of chunky girl. And I decided that I wanted to go to a gym and start working out. I'd always been athletic. And when I got to the gym, I'll never forget the girl behind the counter saying, my fiance is going to love your body. He's going to want you to be a bodybuilder. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I just want to come in and work out and go on about my business and not do this. Well, truthfully, when he came to the gym, he said, you have to be a bodybuilder.
Mm,
And he started training me and another girl that was from High Point, North Carolina, which wasn't far from where I'd grown up. And he said, it's a bodybuilding show coming up in about 6 months. And I said, I'm not interested. My plate is already full. I don't want to do it. But I am competitive and
mm,
I'm very disciplined because that would have meant that whatever I was eating, I had to change my eating. I had to change my mentality on really prioritizing things work, school, training, eating healthier, and going to bed getting some rest.
mhm,
So when that time came, I entered the show and I won.
mm,
At this point, he and his fiance broke up. We became a couple. We got married several months later.
uh-huh.
One of the guys where he used to work out, um, uh, uh, an older guy said he wanted to sell his gym. And he said, I'm really looking for people who want to buy it. He really didn't want to sell it to us, but I convinced him. We bought that gym. So we were the first African Americans anywhere to own a fitness center. And Essence did a story on us in the 80s. I've
Wow.
been doing this over 40 years. And we became the biggest gym everywhere. Everybody that was from wrestlers to bodybuilders to basketball to football came to our gym and supported us. My ex-husband trained Lee Haney, who is still a very good friend of ours, for every Olympia he ever won. So we traveled the
Wow.
world with them. So this became a part of our being. And I was the business person because I had that business background. And then we started our own clothing line and our own nutrition line and vitamin line. And it was really dynamic because we lived what we believed, and that was that you should be healthy, you should eat better, you should
Mhm,
exercise, you should get your
mhm,
rest, you should
mhm.
not be stressed out about different things.
Right.
And so our marriage did not make it, but what happened, I went downtown and opened another gym. He kept that gym. And from there, other people start coming to get me to do gyms for them. So I started opening centers in other parts of the city, which
Mm,
was with Eddie Long at New Birth and various other places. and we made people healthy. It was a big thing. I had the superintendent of schools. She came and she became my client. So I started doing programs in the school system. I didn't want kids to be obese. They had machines in their schools that had chips and
Yeah,
potato chips and all kind of candy and sweet cereals in the morning. And I came up with programs for them not to have that. It was a fight, a tug of war, but
yeah,
eventually some of them acclimated that in their schools. So it brought me into living my life the way I wanted other people to live theirs, and that was to live a vibrant, healthy, joyful, and full of life
mm-hmm,
in their walk. I'll never forget my great great grandmother was 103, and I kept saying, "I'm gonna far past, I'm gonna succeed, I'm gonna go past you."
mm-hmm,
And I remember that as a child. And so my life was geared towards eating right. Never forget people would come in restaurants and they'd stand behind me to see what I was eating, if I was actually eating what I was having them eat.
mm-hmm,
So COVID came around, and I noticed that a lot of the seniors were left behind. Nobody to check on them because nobody was going in and out of their homes.
mm-hmm,
And I got a list from New Birth and start calling them. And this was in 2021, 22. And I started the first senior groups. It was small. It was only about 6 people. I would get them on the phone. They were depressed. They were lonely. They were bored. And I'd say to them, if you wear a mask and you come into the center, we were going to be in the gym and you could be spread out. It was only about 6 of us. And that's where it came from. And it grew from there. And I wanted them not, well, first of all, I wanted them to know that somebody cared about them. They were
mm-hmm,
not alone. And that I wanted them to be healthy when all of this was over, because God has shown me years earlier that something was coming, and that if we were not healthy, we would not make it through it. If you had high blood pressure, if you had cholesterol problems, if you were diabetic, that whatever was coming would fight those systems. And truly it did.
mm-hmm,
So I rallied around the ones who came, and it just kept growing and kept growing. And now I have several centers where I go and just train seniors.
mm-hmm,
Then a couple of months ago, God opened the door where I started training. Well, 3 years ago, I started training some stroke patients, doing rehab, and they have a vibrant life and they're living like you could never tell they had a stroke. I have congested heart failure patients. I now have a patient that had open heart surgery. He was given a heart last year in October, and I was training his wife who had MS, and I started doing rehab. He had been in the bed almost a year, and the hospital's still there. And I'm rehabbing him for him to come home. So the gifts keep coming. It's all from God. I think that if we give people the opportunity to show them that we love them and we care enough about them and we're consistent enough, everything for me is consistency.
mm-hmm.
Consistent with our eating, with
Yeah,
movement, with rest, with being stress free.
yeah,
Life is so much better.
yeah, yeah. And I think that if you emulate everything that you talk about, it's not like how some people talk one way and they are another way. Just like with me, if people come into my house, they won't see any animal products in my house except for my three fur babies who are kitty cats and their cans. But there's no inconsistency, and there is none with you either. Every time I've seen you, you've been upbeat, you've been inspirational, you've been encouraging. So what it is that people are definitely really resonating with you so much, beloved, because you exude that. You exude positivity, and it's not fake because you're doing it. And I didn't know all these things about you until I just read your bio.
I know.
I didn't know all these things about you because you never talk about it. But then
No.
there are those who are constantly talking about what they're doing, pontificating, and that's fine. But then there's some inconsistency in their lives. But with you, you're very humble, very approachable because you give from the heart. And it's not just talk, it's basically who you are. And I would never know that you had a childhood illness because today to look at you, none of that is evident. None of
Yeah.
that is evident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with with all the things that you're doing and you're still adding wonderful things to your plate, what does Denise do for self-care? What does Denise do to unwind? What does Denise do to nurture her wonderful uh, body and mind and spirit? So what
I
is
love that question. Thank you, Jamila. I tell people all the time that I rest. I take a couple of days off a week to rest. I love to read. I love the theater. I travel to New York often because I love New York. It's one of my favorite places in the world.
Mhm.
I love water. I love the ocean and I love to swim. I'm a swimmer, and that's one of the things I do because seniors are afraid of water, but I do water aerobics because I want them to get used to being in the water. So eventually I can teach them to swim. I don't want us having any fears, but I love to swim. I have one son that's in Fort Lauderdale. I visit him often, or he visits me, and we're in the ocean because their weather is absolutely beautiful.
Mhm.
So I love to travel the world, and
Mhm.
I like going to places where I can motivate other people. If I like to, when I go to speak, I like to go to cities where I can do a play, or I can go to museums. I really want to go where Obama's museum is,
Oh
but
yeah.
I love going to places where I can really see the world.
Hmm.
And so I take time for me. I get massage regular. I take care of my skin. I come in at night and I really, really, really give my body a chance to recover and rest from a long day.
Hmm.
And I will be 71 in September. And I do the mountain here. We have a mountain called Stone Mountain. And
Right.
every day, at least 5 days to six out of a week, I'm either going up the mountain, which is about 2 miles, or around the mountain, which is about 6 miles. I do that on a consistent basis. I work out regular, at least 4 times a week. So I cannot motivate or encourage others to do something that I'm not going to do. So when people talk to me about eating, I can only encourage you to be your best you if I'm being my best you.
Hmm.
And I do not put a lot of emphasis on what I do because my time and energy is spent on encouraging others. And God has given me a gift to see into the soul of people that's hurting, and they need to be motivated because the world is not as kind.
Hmm.
And that's my job. I take on that on a regular basis. And when I say I take on that, I talk to people. Even in my class, when we pray, I want to hug you. I want to look into your eyes and see that you're really okay. I don't
Yeah.
like surface things. I don't like people say, "Oh, I'm good." I'll grab you back and say, tell me what's really going on. And if you could see what spills out. So if I can make you feel good physically, your mind will eventually catch up with it.
Hmm.
And that's who I am.
Yeah, it's very true. And I think that you are an earth angel. There are
Thank
people out here who might think the creator of the universe, God, Yahweh, whatever name people want to call that presence, I put here to do the work physically that the creator is able to do spiritually and yeah, spiritually. And so he uses the physical beings, us, to minister to people, to help console people, because there are a lot of hurting people out there. And as we mature, I don't say age, but
Yes,
as we
yes,
mature, because
yes,
we look
yes,
good.
yes.
As we mature, there are people who are in their homes who transition and people don't even know until
That's right.
weeks later.
Yes,
So disconnected because I've told friends of mine, I said, listen, when you're having an issue, that is not the time to isolate.
That's right.
I have a friend who does that all the time. She just isolates. I said, that's not the time to isolate because your mind will play tricks on you and it
That's right.
starts telling you crazy things. If you
Yes.
don't have anyone there to bounce those crazy ideas off, you would think that that's real. And the more you think, because I'm a therapist too, the more you put in a lot of energy into something, it's going to manifest and materialize. So the
That's right.
whole thing is by having someone like you, because I've seen you in action, everyone. This powerhouse here is phenomenal. I've seen her do what she's talking about. I've seen her grab people and give them space to talk about what's going on with them. I've seen her hug them, and it's not superficial. It's from the heart. You can tell. And I'm very low key at the gym. I do a lot of things. People don't know who I am, and I keep it
Yes.
like that. I'm very low key.
Yeah.
Because I'm not there to talk about all of this with them, except that they take, I'm working on having a class on your kitchen should be your pharmacy. I proposed that to them, so hopefully they
I
will
love that.
approve it. Yeah, because I have
Yes.
a lot of things that I want to do. And I would just dovetail on the things that you're doing, Denise. Please, everyone, this woman here, and we have quite a few minutes left, but she is amazing. Denise, I want you to give people now your information, and we're going to give it again at the end because we have about 30 minutes left. How
Okay.
can people get in touch with you?
Okay. Well, on Facebook, you can contact me with at BeBlount, BeBlount Fitness. Instagram, I'm at DNSBLNT. I
D,
have a
D, D is in dog, right?
yeah, D as in dog, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam, B as in boy, L as in Larry, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom. And then I have a website, it's www.bebluntfitness.com.
So B blunt is BE or just B? B is
It's
a boy. Okay. B.
BeBlount Fitness.
Mhm.
Because I wanted you to be blunt. Yeah, fitness.com.
Yeah.
And you're able to contact me. And I'm one of those people that I will contact you back.
Yeah.
I'm never
Yeah.
going to leave you out there lingering, thinking that, I'm so busy and I am busy, but I take the time. I think if you take the time to put the energy to call me, to ask me a question, or you have a concern about something, a lot of times people have a lot of health issues.
Mhm.
Most of them I do know, a lot that I don't. I will get the information and return the call back to let you know what I found out. But I
Mhm.
am one of those one-on-one people, and I don't want that to ever change.
Yeah. And you're really, really good about that because I know when after our class, I know that you usually go into another appointment or whatever. But even if we're walking out the door talking, you give me you give me that space, and I don't feel as if you are basically appeasing me. Because
Yeah,
there's some people who would do that. They would tell you that they're going to call or follow up, and they never do. And I tell
yeah,
people, I said, look, I know what my purpose is here on this planet. God has put it into my heart. I'm a very good networker. I know a lot of
yes,
people. And I don't put that out there to people because it's not for them to know unless I'm being led to tell them. And the thing about it that I love about you is that you said, Jamila, I'm really busy. I'm really busy, but let's try to make it at this time or whatever. And then if you
yes,
said you would call me, you would call me. And I appreciated that. And so
yes,
today, when you had a moment, I said, Denise, we're going to make it happen today
yes,
because
yes.
tomorrow isn't promised and
That's right.
may become busy. But you are so when I talk about you and see you, my heart swells with respect and admiration. I hero
Thank you.
worship and admiration because
Thank you.
I know that you're taking the time out to because you care to help people. And it's not about the money for you. Of course you get paid, but
Yes.
it's not about, okay, I'm going to
No,
only talk to you if you are paying
that's right. No.
because at New Birth, all those classes are free. Well,
Yeah.
we use silver sneakers and whatever, but the
Yeah.
individuals are not paying out of their pockets
No.
personally. And so
No.
the teachers who come there, I really respect and admire because especially you know, you're world renowned and you could be doing something else, but that shows you the person's heart when when they talk to you and there's nothing in it for them except the joy of knowing that they have helped someone on his
Yes.
journey. And um, you just, I thank you for being an earth angel. I thank you for caring enough. I thank you for giving my wonderful audience, which is global, your information. And you never know. Like I told people, Harry Potter's author, J.K. Rowling's, put her information out to 300 publishers and they all denied her. Only one publisher. She's a billionaire. So I
Yeah.
tell people, you never know how the creator, how God is going to work this. If you don't show up, it can't happen.
No,
You know,
that's
if
right.
you show up, it can't happen. And
That's
people
right.
sometimes determine who they think have worth and whether or not they should show up for their podcast. You don't know. You have
That's
no
right.
idea who
No,
people are. You have no idea who they are.
no.
So with you, you've taken time from your extremely busy schedule to share with my audience. So give us some information about fitness and what you think in terms of training women who are over 50 and men who are over 50. What are some of the do's and don'ts?
Uh, I have categories for everybody, even for kids. I'm so disappointed that they took recreation and class exercise out of school for kids. It's led to more and more obesity. Kids are socially deprived because with activities, you got to know other people, you got to
Yeah,
know other kids, and there was a discipline that came with that. And
yeah,
that piece is missing in kids. I started with people's kids years ago, and it made such a difference in how they felt, the confidence they had in themselves. And
yeah,
I notice now that that confidence is not there anymore. And it's because they don't do anything that they do together socially, activity
right,
wise. So
right.
that's for kids. And then they eat all kind of stuff. You sitting on a computer, you're on a phone, you playing a game, and it's
Mhm,
chips and it's ice
mhm,
cream and it's nothing piece of pizza.
mhm,
When we grew up. I had a mother and a father and siblings, and we ate breakfast before we left for school, and we ate when we came home, and we had lunch. But we ate as a family, so we had conversations. For women, I want us to. We're so busy taking care of everybody else.
mhm,
And that's my biggest thing with us is that if you are removed from your family, it is hard for people to move on. And
mhm,
I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to eat better. I need you to realize that we have to change how we cook and what we're eating, and that everything cannot be fast food for our kids, and that you exercise, that even though you have a good job or maybe not, that you it's time in a day that you can walk,
mhm,
that you can actually sit down and ride a bike, or it's not always about coming in a gym, but it's
mhm,
about movement. And what's happened is we've gotten so sedentary, and
mhm,
because of that, it's obesity and high blood pressure and high cholesterol. I need us eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I need
mhm.
us to know what our blood type is because it's very important, especially as we get older, that foods we used to consume, we cannot consume anymore. It's worth it to know that about yourself. We have to love ourselves enough to go a step further. And we have to read information on us.
Yeah,
For men, cannot keep carrying that big stomach. That stomach indicates that you're probably going to diabetic, or you type 2 diabetic, or they'll tell you, okay, you right at the door. Well, I don't want people on medication. And the
right.
majority, 98% of my clients, and a lot of them have been with me over 20 years, they are not on any kind of medication. They eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They exercise on a regular basis. They drink plenty of water. We get natural vitamin D when the weather's nice. We don't like being outside. That's a natural vitamin D. So
Mhm,
I suggest things that doesn't cost a lot of money, but will
mhm,
give you more years of life. So that tells you every group. I don't want to leave anybody out. And for my seniors, we they don't all have to be on walkers or in a
Right,
wheelchair. They just need
right.
movement, and they need somebody to get them up and start getting their joints moving. If we don't use our limbs, they won't move. If
Mm,
we lay on them all night, they are stiff. But if we keep them moving, they will eventually move. They may not move like they moved 20 years ago, but they're still able to move.
I think that's really good advice because I know there are some people who retire their parents or their grandparents. They tell them, "Well, you're this age, so you shouldn't travel." You should. Someone told my
Not true.
godmother that her family told her that she should. She's done all the traveling, so she should just, stay at home. So now I'm seeing her slowly, slowly
Slipping away.
giving up on life. She's
That's
94.
right.
She's 94.
Yes.
And then my other spiritual godmother is in her late 80s. She can outdance me because she
Yes.
never believed in that. And
Yes.
she's very active with her children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. She grew up like that. So the mindset is very different between the two of them. One has fed into the gaslighting from her family, which was well intentioned. They think, well, you get a certain kind of age, and so you should just slow down. Whereas the other one has not fed into that. As a matter of fact, they're trying to keep up with the other one.
Yes.
I told her, I said, you need to put on an ankle bracelet so I can know where you are. She goes to this country, that country, and whatever. And she's um, not sedentary because that's not her belief. So
Yes.
I think what you're saying is so important. So important.
Well, and what they real I do a lot of classes and I travel the country doing classes. So I'll have information to bring back. And over the last couple of months, the classes that I've had, one was talking about how we could start earlier with dementia, that if we talk more as seniors,
Yes,
your
yes,
tongue moves, your brain
yes,
is moving, we read and we are active in
yes,
movement and conversations with other people, that we not spend so much time alone, that it
yes,
keeps our minds sharp.
yes.
And the other thing, it says that if we don't use our legs for 2 weeks, it's like 10 years taken off our life. My
Hmm.
mother was 89 years old and she was still moving around and walking and lived alone. And she did not have dementia because years earlier, I started her walking in her house, and she would go to her mailbox and she would be outside and she would get vitamin D. But we have to, the body, if you read the Bible and you see people live to 300 and some to 600, what was the difference? Other than they grew everything and they walked everywhere. We can't do that, but we can come close to doing better than what we're doing.
And what you said is so important in terms of just checking in on people as they age.
Yes,
Then people become very remorseful when they find out that Miss Jones transitioned 3 days ago and her body now is decompensating because
that's right.
no one checked on her.
Yes,
All they had to do was knock on the door and check to
yes,
see if she were okay. And what this society has done is it's made people become very isolated and
yes.
very individualistic as opposed to communal and community oriented. Because I grew up in a community, and that's what I do, and that's one of the reasons why um, I make it an effort to be involved with the gym because you're having activity with people and interacting with people when
Yes,
you live alone.
yes.
That's really important, and a lot of people now are living alone, but you don't have to be lonely.
No.
Lonely
Well,
is
and
different.
if you notice in class, I always say, let us know. It's more of you all than it is of me. So I want people to let me know who is missing, so we
Yeah.
can call them and check on them.
Yeah.
And I literally will call you and have a conversation. Out of the blue, people tell me, "Oh, I would have never." Yeah, but it's who I am. I am heartbroken when I hear that someone has had a loved one that they've gone by, nobody checked on them for a week or so, and they somebody said, well, has anybody talked to such and such? But nobody checked on them, and they were in that house for a week alone, past already dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's heartbreaking when you had a family or you had friends or you had neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
When we grew up, our neighbors were always in and out of our house with eggs or milk or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
we kept in touch and we made sure that the seniors had things that they knew they needed. We didn't just pass their house and not check on Miss Clara or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
people don't do that anymore, and we got to get back to it.
We do, Denise. We
Yes,
do. And I
yes.
think the communal circle that you have with us after class is just so refreshing and so empowering. And
Thank you.
I think people look forward to that because people offer prayer for them if they're having an issue and they hug them and they let them know that they genuinely care.
Yes,
So like I said, I think that you are a beautiful earth angel. I'm
thank you.
very, very happy that our paths have crossed. And
Me
that
too.
was one of the reasons that I became, I said, I hope she doesn't think I'm a stalker. I was like,
Oh, never, never. But I
"Goodness."
knew if you took the time to want me to be on your show, I was gonna make time to be on it.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have asked anybody, but you asked me, and when you asked me, my mind was already focused on when I could do this.
Mhm.
I'm never that busy. If I commit to anything or anyone, I'm a person on my word. I'm gonna get to it. It
Yeah,
may not be today, but it's gonna happen. And
yeah,
in life, we have to be about our word. That's all we have. And
yeah.
I feel good when I come in at the end of the day that I've kept my word to anybody I've spoken to that I said I was going to do something for. And mentally and physically is what I believe I was called to do for people. And I don't want that to change.
Well, you're doing an excellent job. So
Thank
let's talk about your vitamins. Let's talk
you.
about
Sure.
the few minutes we have left. You have your
Okay.
own brand. You have
Yes,
your own credit brand.
I have several vitamins that we started back in the 80s. What me and my ex-husband did at the time is we wanted to see what worked for us. And it's a company here called Vital Labs. And we basically told them who we were and what we needed. So they tested the milligrams to see how much energy or how many milligrams of A or B or D would need to be in a vitamin for us. And then when we start training people, we knew what they would need. So I have an all-purpose vitamin. I have a fat burner. I have a detox, protein shakes, magnesium, zinc. I have vitamins that help your immune system when the weather changes. And I literally go into a vitamin place where I sit down with them and they formulate this for me. After COVID, things changed a little bit. And after the tariffs, it's been hard for them to get as much of the labeling and the bottling that I need. So we're a little bit behind, but we're catching up on it. But it has been a very successful business. The other part of me that I love probably more, if I had a choice, I would design clothes. I love clothes. I love to dress up. So I design a lot of workout clothes.
You
And
have your own line. You have your own.
yes.
Okay, what's the name of your line?
Yeah, a BeBlount. Everything is under my BeBlount Fitness. It's either BeBlount clothing. When we do bodybuilding shows, and I host a lot of shows. But interesting enough, I have a lot of seniors that say one of my things that I want to do before I leave this earth is compete in a bodybuilding show. So I get them ready. I do the nutrition with them. I
Mhm.
help them learn how to pose, and I have a person that makes suits that they have to wear on stage. So it's a whole lot of things that I do. It's a gift, and it comes all under the umbrella of BeBlount Fitness. But I love the things that I do. So sometime at night I'm sketching, and my sketching is not that good, but the person that makes what I want, they're really good at it. And a lot of times, you can have something that's simple that people will love. The simplest things that I may have on people. Oh, I love that. I gotta have it. So I just and I never say I've designed this and I order it for them. I have T-shirts and a lot of other things. So it's it's a whole lot that's going on in his head that you don't see. And that's why I like the peace of where I stay. It's peaceful, it's quiet. And I get to just meditate on the day and what's next.
So are your uh, outfits in stores or in a
They were a lot of the fitness stores are no longer after COVID. A lot of the stores, I'm not in with Nike and the bigger stores. So the fitness stores I used to carry them in clothes, but most of the people that's been ordering from me for years still do.
mm-hmm,
So my line is out there. We're working on getting some new stores that I pray that this year they'll be in.
mm-hmm.
And the designs are all ready to be sold and they'll be online.
Yeah, but people can order from your website.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And your vitamins, they can order your vitamins from your website.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I have people all over the country that order vitamins and been ordering them forever and will not take anything else because they know they're natural.
mhm.
They don't make you hyper or anxious. They're all everything I have has to be natural.
Yeah,
And that it's worked for them.
yeah, the same for me. Well,
Yes.
well, we're coming to a close,
Okay.
my beloved. It has been wonderful. You're such
Yes,
an
it has.
inspiration. You're just a light.
Thank you.
Your light, and it's been a joy. I'm so thankful to the Creator
Thank
that
you.
that the space was opened when
Yes.
I heard that you could talk at 6. I said, let's tape at 6.
Yes.
Let's make this
Yes.
happen because this opportunity may not come around for a long time. And what parting words would you like to leave with our audience today?
I want people to be able to look at themselves in a mirror. I have a lot of people that I train, and I mean professional people that are very successful, and it's very difficult for them to look at themselves in the mirror because they don't like what they see. If you carry this around, which I mean is your temple, you
Mhm.
have to like what you see. So whatever you're looking at that you don't like, change it.
Mhm.
It's so easy to change it. It
Mhm.
may take time, but do not stop working to make that person in that mirror be the person you want them to be because that's who you carry around every day. I want you to be happy and be of love and in peace. And I want you to just know every day that you wake up, it's the best day you could possibly ever have. Only carry the positive with you. Leave all the negative behind and watch what you see will come out of it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the invitation to be on here. And hopefully we'll see each other again.
Mhm. We so appreciate you, beloved. And you are, like I said, you are an earth angel,
Thank you.
and you have given so many blissful moments to people in person and via this program. So we know that people will be in touch with you. Call her or email her soon because she's very busy.
And I'll give them a telephone number they can call. It'll say it's a private number or but I like to get back to people. I am a telephone person. I like really conversating better. You can email me, you can call me, you can text me. My number is 678-570-4918. Thank you.
Okay, can you repeat that again?
Okay, it's 678-570-4918.
Well, thank you, beloved, and for all of you who have joined us for this beautiful conversation with this beautiful being, this earth angel. We appreciate you. And don't forget to like,
Thank you.
tell others, and subscribe to this channel, Great Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin. And go to our Great Lives on the Rise YouTube channel to
I
do
love
all of
that.
this. And contact me if you're interested in being a guest speaker. That may
Yeah,
be part of your wonderful future. So thank you, beloveds.
you're
Until next
welcome.
time, be safe and enjoy this journey called life.
I will. And you too. And I thank you so much and love you so much for taking the time to even speak with me.
Of course, beloved. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gray Lives on the Rise. being brought to you by Jamila Scents, which is the product line of Oyende Enterprises. Jamila Scents is a 100% natural aromatherapy line that heals the mind, body, and soul. This episode of Great Lives on the Rise was intended to uplift you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. Please tell all of your friends, family members, and anyone you know who's 50 plus, who's living a vibrant life and interested in doing more and enjoying life even to its fullest. So thank you, and please subscribe, like, and comment on this video and all our videos. Thank you, and until next time, until our next podcast, namaste and be well.